So this is question number 2, which is, when did you realize that no one was coming to save you?
No wonder you're saying they are deep.
When did you realize?
So no one's coming to save you.
So like, when did I realize that nobody's coming to save me? Was after when I was about to finish campus, and now I couldn't just keep asking my folks for money. You're no longer gonna get the help. I'm sure they're watching. They're like, angalia kama alimaliza kulipa. The help was no longer coming. I remember I used to be so stressed. Like, how am I ever gonna survive in this life, man? And it's at that point where I had to take action by my own hands. So I would wake up like early in the morning, meet people who I knew were like CEOs who had known me from the music space and would give me some time just to listen to their advice. Eventually, I volunteered to work for free at some place because I was just scared. How will I ever make money in this life? Because I can't go back and depend on my folks anymore. That was around 20, when I was around 25. Yeah, so when I realized, this one?
You're on your own.
You're on your own, fam. You have to work hard as a man. What about you, Frankie? When do you realize nobody's coming to save you?
So for me, because the line of work my mom was at, she wasn't around that much. So I was with grandma most of the time.
Okay.
And grandma she wasn't like well. She was a bit sick, so there was also some taking care of you have to do.
Yeah.
So from an early age, I was pretty much by myself.
Oh, really?
I remember I used to go visit my mom. I would take a flight from JKIA all the way to Ethiopia. From Ethiopia, Addis Ababa, take another flight to Israel, Jerusalem, because she used to live in Jerusalem.
She used to live in Jerusalem?
Yeah.
That's
right.
random.
At that time. So I'll do all that, and at this time, I'm like 10 years old.
At 10, you're already flying yourself
JKIA,
to Ethiopia.
Literally.
Bravo, at 10, I didn't even know where JKIA was.
So I remember, was it existing?
Yeah, at 10, I didn't know there was JKIA.
So I had this tag. I remember the tag, and it was written unaccompanied minor. So everywhere I'd go, they would see it. Then you get, the guys, the authorities, they would show you. It's like a VIP access type of thing. So you get all those perks and privileges. But I was doing that whole journey by myself. So the tag was the only thing that was helping me maneuver around.
Do you have siblings?
Yeah. I have an older brother and an older sister. But to me, they feel like parents, because they're like, my sister's 8 years older than me. Yeah. And my brother's 10 years older than me. So the gap is so big that to me that they were like my folks.
Parents,
Yeah. So again, and they were in school at that time.
Yeah.
They were in boarding school. So I experienced life very early. And I experienced life by myself very early. So I've always had that individual mentality. And growing up now, fast forward to like later on in life.
Yeah.
Maybe like, let's say, maybe 7-8 years ago.
Yeah.
I had to learn to incorporate other people into my life.
Ooh. Be a team player
for
now.
me, it's actually the opposite. I've always known it's just me by myself. But I actually had to learn that, wait a minute, I can always ask for help. Because me, I would be suffering, you wouldn't even know. Because I can do it myself. I block everything off. And I wouldn't put that burden on anyone until a point where someone's like, wait, Maze, so you just ask.
I have your solution.
Yeah, I have the solution. So I had to now learn that, because that never existed.
Dope, man.
In my upbringing.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Kim. At what point did you realize that?
I wasn't at JKIA.
Yeah. Machakos country bus.
Closer home, at least.
At what point did you realize that nobody was coming to save you?
For me, I think all my life.
Oh, really?
I was in boarding in primary.
Oh.
So, me, I always knew, nigga, you're on your own.
You're
go out there.
Yeah. Survive.
Learn how to survive. And you come back not to stay comfortable.
Yeah.
Come back to visit, go back to your survival system. So from because it was primary, and I don't think I've ever been reliant on anyone.
Yeah.
It's not anything I ever, because even when I was young, trying to ask for things from, then you're a firstborn, so I also became very sacrificial. I'd rather not have so that my siblings have.
Yeah.
I was like, if this can't feed us all, I'll just have a small chunk.
Yeah.
And the rest have, like, that already was in me from a young age. So I was like, let them enjoy. Mimi kazana kindume nijue venye nitapata.
So it's like a firstborn thing, yeah?
Yeah, so for me, I always knew, like, for me, going in primary, you're already on your... You see, now, you're very, like, out there. You don't have, like... And then we didn't have phones. We didn't have all those things. So it's not like I can call my folks anytime. There's an inconvenience. So I'm stuck in this place and I need to survive on my own. So you carry that, and then now you see when you're learning it at a younger age, you just grow with it.
Yeah.
So dive into secondary, same thing. So by the time you're even fully grown, and then now also beyond that, what being an individual person, you always know I have to do this thing for it to work out right. And I don't want to bounce it off people because I'm not even sure about it.
Yeah.
So I'll just find a way to make it work.
To make it happen.
So even through campus, what I studied and what I'm doing are very different. So the direction I was to take...
Studied law, right?
Yes.
Ish.
So with that direction, there was that option. But I wanted to do a different thing.
Something different.
Yeah, and you see, growing in an African society, if you go against what, like, people want of you, it's either two things. You either become the example for you. And now again, you're a firstborn, so you don't want to be a bad example.
Yep.
And also, even just society, huwezi kuwa ule kila mtu anashinda akirifa. Usikue kama Kimanzi. Unajua jamaa alikuwa anajiona mjanja sasa muone saa hivi venye yuko.
Yep.
Those type of things. So you have to make it work, and you have to make it seem inspirational for people behind you, like anyone looking up to you. Yeah, and that's how slowly by slowly. So for me, I don't think I can pinpoint any time. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. So this one is, when did you first learn that actions have consequences and no one, including your parents, can save you?
We were waiting for yours.
Do I have that moment? I don't know, man. You know, growing up, I was just the same thing umesema Kimanzi. Even me, because I'm a firstborn, you tend to not want to exploit the resources because they're limited for the other kids. So, like, by the time I'm class 7, class 8, my school fees is being paid for because I'm such a performer. So
And that's the other thing also. You have to be a performer. Like, for me, being a number 1, number 2 was...
Oh, me, I was always number... I'm sure people who know me from then...
It's like a mandatory thing. You can't even think beyond... Unarudisha nani report from mbaya.
Hey, bro, me, I was a performer, serious performer, you know? And so school was not harsh on me in terms of school fees. Like, they would give me so much leeway because they needed me there, and it was an academy. So I've never been the one to get in trouble. Even in high school, when we are going for funkies, let's say we're going for music fest, you ensure you are a core member such that the school pays for your bills, and you don't have to ask your folks for that. So for me, I don't think I've been in a situation where I knew my parents couldn't get me out, because I never used to get into trouble a lot. I would avoid it quickly. Or if I get it late chini ya maji, my folks will never find out about it. Maybe just going for things like jam session and those things. Unapanga line hapo nje F2, just hoping your mother doesn't pass through. Okay. Did you ever go for jam session, Kimanzi? Yeah, so maybe those ones. I've never been in like serious trouble.
Mbona me hujaniuliza about jam session?
Oh,
you left this country at 16, man.
Mimi nilikuwa jam session.
Yeah, Florida.
Yeah.
F1,
yeah.
F2. Oh, really?
Kwanza nilikuwa naingia hapa na maconros.
Yeah.
Hey,
cool
Samabani.
Hey.
Hata mimi kama ungekuwa nakujua ningekupeleka huko kama Samabani.
Hey. Nilikuwa nasumbua mbaya.
jam session tulikuwa tunaingia huko hivyo mazee, alafu now you know me I want to go perform, you know, imagine I'm going to perform gospel songs but I'm still on the queue.
It's as long as there's a platform to perform.
Yeah, I just wanted to be there singing, you know.
Yeah, I was
Not
going
many places
to kiss
that give
someone. I was looking for someone to just moon you over.
Yeah. Of course we are madam. Wow, we were just confused, man. Alafu that time the group that was coming up was Shafi and Slice. They sang that song.
Ile dance ya whatever ya mguu.
Mzee. Hey, man, they were popular, man.
Unaipiga mkizunguka chupa.
I remember that, man. So, interesting. That's very interesting that we ended jam session. That was very, very interesting.
That's part of our upbringing, man.
Yeah.
So
Either way, one or the other.
Yeah. Whose turn is it? Frankie, you have a question?
I need to pick one.
Kuna kitu no, it's my turn actually. Sorry.
Oh, to ask. Okay, you can ask.
Yeah, I have one.
Kusoma yako.
Sasa nilikuwa nangoja malize.
Oh, sir.
Have you once tumepata moja at least.
Iko light.
Singumu.
Haihitaji vitu mingi. Have you ever been in a position where you paid or thought of paying for a bribe? According to
I cannot confirm.
Yes, CC are watching, and you know, bribe is very foreign to me. Never heard of it before.
you don't even know what that is.
Even when cops would get me speeding, you know.
You know, bribe doesn't have to be monetary.
Oh, okay, go there.
You can even use gifts to bribe someone.
Oh.
Like maybe you know,
My mind went a bit
unapatia
too
mse
far.
cabbage.
My mind went a bit too far.
Trust it too. Trust it too. But yeah, even that is a bribe.
That's
That's a big bribe. Let's stick it to monetary.
Monetary. Okay, now let's keep it. Let's talk about money.
Let's just keep it at the top level.
Have
bribe.
I? Yeah. Before I was a law-abiding citizen, just in case they come for me. But yeah, I have.
No,
been
the
in this
question at
situation.
least gives you leeway to thought of. So at least
Yeah.
Whoever was forming these questions was like
Was protecting us.
"Tunachomea
Yeah?
sana." Thought of.
So yeah, I have been. Frankie,
Yeah.
you have been.
Definitely. Yeah.
Trust the system. I mean, this system will definitely push.
I feel
you
like
to the
sometimes it's designed for you to fall into some of those
Let me
traps,
ask you-
so
Yeah.
that you can actually offer that.
That's actually the norm.
It's for us. It's
because sorry Kim, to cut you short, it's like whenever I see people who talk about my rights, like when you get a cop and then now you're going down that my rights road, and it's something that could easily be cured by a 500.
Literally.
You decide to be a law-abiding citizen and it even becomes more tedious.
Yeah.
This system is heavy, man.
personally, I hate it.
Oh really?
Me one thing I know about me, if I was born during the Mau Mau times, I'd be dead. Me next to the Dan Kimanzi there like this, because man, no way I like that. I don't like authority, not just authority, just that forceful authority that people in power try to force down on people. Yeah, so I just naturally, even in school, I just didn't like the prefix authority and all those things. So for me, even if cops want a bribe, let me tell you, I can give out a bribe in 5 minutes, but we'll be there for 2 hours because I have to fight for either my rights or make you suffer for that money.
You know, lawyers also.
You know,
It's
the
sort of being a
wakili.
lawyer. I'm like, most of the things you're not even on the wrong. They just find a small thing to get you on and make you feel.
That's
like
the issue, yeah.
The world will end and make you see jail. Let me tell you.
No, if somebody's trying to bully you, definitely.
That's
And
what,
cops-
fight
that's
back.
what they usually do.
And cops thrive with intimidation.
Yeah.
The more intimidated you are, the more they're going to just punch and punch and punch. I mean, when the previous question, and you're saying you've not been in trouble and been on your own, that thing about being on your own, so because of school. Me, on the other hand, being on my own, I was in all the trouble. From as early as primary, all through my entire, until now, maybe my later stages in life, where now you see these things are way, when you are younger, it's easier. Even when in campus, being caught is like a street cred. You're just there like, jamaa ameshika mara tatu, mse wa mzee. So
yeah.
it's a card that you can play with. Hey, right now, it's not.
No.
Yeah, so those cops working with intimidation know, like, if they intimidate you, you'll chuck money. I've been in situations even I'm with people. People are begging me, manze tumpedo. Mwache tu atuende. Mina zi. Hapa atutoki. By the way, si amejifanya kichwa. tutajua kichwa nani. Because for me, I've been in these things. I've dealt with cops for so long. For me, it's nothing intimidating. Being in a cell is nothing intimidating. I've had maragwe, I've had those slim tea. So those are not things you'll scare me with. And so long as I
wait, you've been like in a cell and had their lunch or something?
Everything, man.
So I get locked up, they won't let me out. Miss Jay Kwandani, bro.
Is it?
Never.
Hata nikuwa Holy Joe, my friend.
Sikuwa Holy Joe. Like, I don't know how I know how to.
Really?
Move trouble sana before you get.
Given an option.
You've been.
And it was for a stupid reason.
Yes,
I was wearing cargo pants. And
the ones for army.
I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Where Kwandani? And you know it was original British Army because a friend of mine from UK gave it to me. I was put in a cell, man.
That's gangster though.
Kenyan cops will arrest
I
you
had
for
to
anything.
remove it.
You had to remove it.
Yeah, I had to remove it.
At least you had a boxer.
Miss Vangi boxer. Always ready.
I don't even want to picture this scenario because
I also don't want to picture it, you know. So for how long did they have you? Of course, a day or something.
Yeah, full day.
Morning.
So I was going to train a client. Then this guy stops me. Hapo tu nyayo kaniweka hapo ndani.
hapa nyayo hapa.
Yeah. Kanifungia ndani. He's like, you have to remove those. I'm like, bro, Miss Javaini. He's like, sir, you have to get someone to bring you pants. So my client, when she was on her way, I had to call her and tell her, come with extra pants.
Did she know your size?
Randomly, she just said, "Jade your measurements." Just
randomly, the client
trainer, so
like you saw my waist, bro. This is 35.
Frankie ni client ama ni client pia.
The client.
Akona tu randomly akona nguo ya Frankie.
Yeah, like she just has your come
with some extra pair of pants. Hapo nao. What is wajinga bana?
What is wajinga bwana, you know? Okay.
Yeah, so she had to bring pants. And then she hooked me up. I was just there, like literally. I'm telling this guy, this is my client. I'm going to train her. I had to stay there. My client had to go.
So let me ask you. So at least you removed them when the client came.
Yeah, so nikaingia hapo kwa kona hivi nikaitoa
si ati kuna point ulikuwa ndethe
kwa cell.
No, sasa unataka kusema you had to remove them before he explained this where
hata mimi I was like, hey,
mazao just akakona hapo
where the random lady had his pants.
Random clients.
Just I was going to train. Was it for the gym?
So Kim, you've been jailed.
Wacha kuisema hivyo bana.
Okay. Not jailed.
Seem like a dreamer to park hapa na slope.
Not jailed, but at least ushaingizwa ndani.
Hizi vitu sijai sema kwa inaitwa nini in these spaces.
Okay, unaweza avoid tu, haina noma.
Yeah, when maisha
I know. I get.
We don't work.
Yeah, I get you. You know. But people you know, close people who you know have been in
next.
Okay, good one. Okay, so this is the other question is this is because today we're talking about adulthood. In fact, I'm noticing a lot of the questions are leaning more towards adulthood. And the question here is, did you vote? Did you vote, Kimanzi?
Jibu swali yako achana mimi.
Sindio hii, like that's the question. Did you vote?
Start.
Oh yeah, I voted. And then how many times have you voted? I voted like now thrice. Wait, when was I legal to vote? Twice. I voted twice now. When did you realize that it was important to vote? I think the last election.
Why?
Because now I'm noticing how those policies are affecting my business, man, you know.
It has to affect you personally for you to see the importance.
Of course.
Aye.
Of course. Why else? I'm not about this whole...
Firstborn hapa.
How has that been a firstborn? It's just been...
I'm not caring about others.
Listen, but it has to affect me. That's the only reason I vote.
No, so that's the same thing. You're saying if at all it didn't affect you, you didn't give a damn about any other one.
Like if there was another way policies were made apart from Gava. Oh, me, I'd be with the other people.
The current policies, as they are, if they didn't affect you, you'd not, everything would be good to you.
Yeah.
Governance would be perfect. Everything they're doing would be perfect as long as it doesn't touch on you.
Yeah, but now everything that Gava does affects me. From the fuel, the cost of equipment to...
So do you think your vote has made a difference?
It did. It did actually, yeah. It did make a difference. It did make a difference, but I still feel like the whole system is rigged. I feel like the whole system is broken, and the whole system has so many clueless guys, and it's starting to piss me off. I'm starting to.
I don't think they're clueless. They just, because most of the people get to those spaces.
By the way, genuinely, Kimanzi.
Knowing when you know in they have a clue of what they're doing. Then they get there. I don't know what type of money or power people get or see are they exposed to, that at that point they cut off anything that brought them to that point.
Yeah.
It's because it's the we have to amass wealth quickly before our term ends.
Power is poisonous.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
they do that. It's crazy. It's crazy how
that's the
our
thing with
leaders
power.
think, you know. And so, as long as we will always have the billionaires in the political arena, we'll never have billionaires in other spaces. Like innovation won't be key.
Like that's why-
everybody will strive
Like
to
in
be a
Kenya,
politician.
In Kenya, we treat our politicians the way America treats celebrities.
Exactly. Our politicians are
They are
celebs.
they are our celebrities, quote unquote.
And it's crazy. That's literally how you can actually break that glass ceiling of, getting a lot of money.
Yeah.
If you want to become filthy rich, you have to enter into politics.
Into politics in Kenya,
But
that's the thing.
Yeah, outside you can do it. You can
just
become
become
a movie
innovative,
star,
you know?
Whatever, innovative. You can be a musician.
In Kenya, you
There's so many
can't
other
be
ways.
innovative.
You see, in Kenya, if you are, you can't be innovative, but if you are, the government will frustrate you. Will find every
To shut you
thread
down.
of thing to rip you off apart.
I've seen so many of my friends with
I mean, it's happening to us with social media.
even social
Now,
media.
look at what
Influencing and all
now
that.
everything. Now they want to tax everything that's.
And for the people who watch content creators don't believe we pay taxes. They don't know that you're already taxed even by the time YouTube is paying you. You know?
Yeah.
So it's crazy. So did you guys vote? Did you vote, Frankie?
No.
Did you vote, Kim?
Yeah, I did.
You did.
I've always voted civil, no? Right.
Have you ever? How many times have you voted?
Me, I've never.
You've never voted.
Never. Not once.
Why?
One or two reasons.
That's interesting.
He's not Kenyan, is he?
Scary.
Because now,
I just feel like it's my vote won't matter.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's just how I feel.
We
I'm
can
starting to
enter
feel-
a- We can enter
That's
a
a whole,
conversation
yeah.
of that, so I'd rather.
Yeah.
It matters, but we don't need to get into those.
But then votes do matter. Votes do matter. In fact, that's why you would find politicians will spend so much money to ensure that they get enough votes, because there's no way they can be elected without having at least a substantial amount.
Votes matter. That's why they bribe. And
Yeah, that's why that's why it's such a big
rig.
deal for them.
And that's the thing. That's what I'm trying to say. You can go out there and vote genuinely, and then after all that, it's rigged.
It's not the rigging. The challenge is that the politicians have they really focus on the masses supporting them. Like these people are actually in parliament because people love them.
Yeah.
Because people vote for them, you know?
It's not because people vote. Yeah, not people love them. Or there's that love. There's those, but you can't rely on.
But it's
love.
because people vote for them.
But remember, we vote on very funny. Like right now, we are very cautious what we are talking, and then come election, we might be very different.
Of course.
And it is because now we are on tribal lines.
Of course.
So we are talking about, like, it's now very personal.
Yeah.
Like the three things that people make personal: religion, politics. What is that one? I've even forgotten. But the things you can't touch or can't change person's beliefs, especially those religion and politics,
Yeah.
are very nerve. Like people would kill. People kill. Not even old.
They do.
People do kill.
And it's unfortunate. And where the reason they go to the masses, because those people they like to take advantage of people. No one will campaign in Kilimani.
Nobody.
Why? These people are the Frankies. They don't care. They'll be like, these people will not.
But the
win."
policies will affect them. Like now, do you remember how Kileleshwa was Kitam or Kilimani? Like right now, there's so many apartments, and I'm sure somebody somewhere approved that.
Again,
there's nothing you can do.
This everything. Like I feel like everyone, if you have to give an opinion of everything that's happening right now,
Yeah, it's crazy.
it's too much.
It's a lot.
So, do you know your MCA, Frankie?
No.
Do you at least know your MP? Do you know your MP?
Langata.
I know your MP. Like you don't care about the political system at all.
I really don't.
Okay. You represent so many people, by the way. Don't feel.
Yeah, there are many people. There are majority, actually, majority don't vote. The numbers, like last election, what were the numbers of voters? The voter turnout was...
It was bad. It was really bad.
No, not even the bad. Was it 12 million or 13 or 14? It was somewhere there.
It was around 14.
Yeah, compared, they were like 10 million people didn't vote because we had, was it 22 to
Yeah.
25 million?
And right now that they've added that cost to ID, I don't know how people are going to be paying.
No, that's it.
It's let's not get started on this, man. We'll go downhill. So the last question there is: do you know your governor's 5-year promise? What he promised he'll do in the five years? Do you know?
No. Do you know?
I remember something about the creative sector. At least that I remember.
Oh, that I've heard of, yeah.
Najua tu lazima iwork, hata kama iwork.
I hope he fulfills that, man.
I know.
Kim, let's go with your question. We're almost done, guys. Are you enjoying this?
Yeah.
Ah, nice one, Frankie.
My questions at least are stop being deep. Mine are just for yes or no. Did you legitimately pass your driving exam? Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
Oh, that was personal for me.
You had to prove
It's because before that, so like before I got to 18, there are places in like Kawangware where you can actually pay to drive a car.
yeah.
Like from here to like for like 200 meters, you pay 100 bob. So I had paid a couple of those. So when it came time for me to do the actual driving, I did it in a lorry actually. I did well. I legitimately passed my driving license.
hizo exams ilikuwa interesting.
Yeah.
Na makarao kanyaga. The intimidation. People actually don't fail because they don't know.
That panic. So
And that's why I tell you, intimidation. Cops work on intimidation. And if you can go past that.
Yeah. Let me ask.
Hey, kwani ni full scap wewe?
No, it's not actually big. Considering your experience of how many adult years you are, right?
Yeah.
Consider your experience. How long do you think it will take you to live the ideal life that you want to live? Number one, financially. Like this is a life you've envisioned for yourself. Eh? How long do you think it's gonna take you to get there financially?
Very soon.
Very soon. I like that.
Very soon.
Me,
Yeah.
I don't think I will.
You was ever say, well, with this status of things, he's given up completely.
Not given up. Actually, not given up. It's more like the older you grow, like with adulthood and all these things, and financial literacy and responsibilities and all those things. I feel like the more you grow, the more needs you have.
Definitely.
And what I need right now, at my age, I think that is good. I wouldn't say I'm comfortable, because if I'm comfortable, I'll stop doing whatever I'm doing and just be happy with where I'm at. But
Okay.
we need to keep striving. So I do believe, like, as the years go, the more I want to amass, the more I want to work and get bigger checks, bigger contracts, or bigger developments, investments, so that now the older you grow, you're not working for an individual, but like a generation. Because I would want to leave generational wealth. I want people 3 generations from me to just be like, manze, naguka yetu pia alikuwa ameomoka. And for me to get to that level, I constantly need to work 3 times than I should.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's the same thing. When people used to say about dream cars growing up, when I was younger, when people ask what's your dream car, what's your dream car, what's your dream car, I would be like, I don't know. Because I felt like, what is your dream car that year won't be your dream car in 5. Because there'll be better cars, there'll be better models of everything.
Yeah.
So you'll found a new... Because anyone driving a G-Wagon right now, maybe it was not their dream car, but when they got there, it was bigger than their dream car.
Yeah.
Maybe they just wanted a Prado. But they see, hey, the money I have, man, a Prado is even lower for my dreams.
But I try not to let that confuse my mind, because that's now I'd call it the curse of capitalism, where you have to go for the latest, the newest.
That's the thing. And you see, even when you're talking about the life you've envisioned for yourself, it doesn't necessarily mean Elon Musk.
Yeah, exactly.
It just means, what are you comfortable with?
Exactly.
So even talking about dream car. For me, I feel like I'm driving my dream car right now.
Yeah, no, see, that's
Okay, your car is pretty cool.
Yeah, so like when I was growing up, I took you on Mr. Bean, like that was exciting for me seeing that tiny ass car, and,
Yeah.
So now I own one.
Mr. Bean was only a few episodes.
Is it?
Mr. Bean was like 13 episodes.
You're lying.
Oh man, we watched so many of those episodes.
How?
Eh? How many times did you see the same thing?
Like,
They had it on a loop.
All the time.
That thing was not more than 20 episodes.
Oh really?
Yeah.
man,
That guy is
I
a
thought
legend.
like they had 8 seasons.
I even thought like it was like 8 seasons. That's fine.
That man got rich off one off episode.
That's
Oh,
like
season, I mean.
we stand
not
a legend. He made the Cooper
Yeah,
also
one-
popular.
one season.
Yeah.
So financially, I'd say very soon as well.
Yeah.
And it's the thing that Frankie is saying. For me to feel like I'm financially stable, I just need to have my own home.
Yeah.
Just maybe 2 cars, kids, of course. But I'm not into. I know eventually I might get the lavish living and all that stuff. That's cool. But me, as long as I get like just buy like a Touareg, me, I'll be like.
Umefika, uko sawa.
I'm done. You go to sour and for the performance. So financially, not so long. Not in so long. Finding peace. How long do you think it will take you to find peace?
I think I found peace.
Me too.
Yeah, I think I found it.
I think I found peace. Because I think finding peace.
I also have a peace of mind.
Oh, you do, yeah?
You see, it's an element whether, like, peace of mind is very. I think it's one thing people should be content with finding first before anything else.
Yeah.
Even before you find anything that you need in life.
Yeah.
You need to have a clear mind and also peaceful.
Okay. Stability. Stability, I think, will go the same with financially.
Yeah, I think
'Cause
that goes with the first.
Yeah, they connect. Happiness. How long do you think it's going to take you to find happiness right now?
Happiness is an ever-changing thing. Like, it's a moment. Sometimes you're happy, sometimes you're not. It's not going to be constant.
It's a good point.
You're not going to always be happy, but as long as you can find that happiness within yourself, those moments, you're the one who's finding that happiness and not tying it to someone else.
Something.
Or something else.
I think maybe you should have replaced the word happiness to joy, because joy is, it's like when your heart is, I wouldn't say happy, but yes, because happiness is changes.
Yeah.
But it's like you're okay. It's like you're content. It's like you're satisfied, you know?
Yeah.
And your satisfaction or your contentment is not pegged on if you buy the next big car or if you get the next big promotion. I mean, that's fine if you get it, but your joy is not pegged
Being
on
content
that.
doesn't mean you are done.
Yes.
It's just like you're happy with where things are.
Yeah.
This give you joy.
Yeah.
And I can live with that.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean I need to be, I don't know,
Yeah.
10 levels above where I am.
Because where you're at right now, there are people who really envy. Like there's somebody who's saying they just want to open a gym like you. I was just telling you, like the price of dumbbells are alone, bro.
Crazy. Yeah.
Imagine our treadmill and all those things.
And if you can find that joy, then you'll be able to enjoy the moments. Because we find ourselves living in the future so much. Like, when I get this, when I get that, I'm gonna be happy like this.
Yeah.
But you can now take a step back and say, you know what?
Yeah, I'm actually happy.
I've come from so far. Let me enjoy this first.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I always even tell people around me. Live, like, I know people have goals, have ambitions that you need to strive to positions, everything, but also be happy with who you are
Live
and
in the
what you're
moment.
doing now.
Yeah.
And embrace life as is. Embrace life for the moment.
Yeah.
Because the problem, or rather what I found, like, people who always, it's a good thing to always be determined to get the next step. You forget about the now. You're always focused on, I need to do this, I need to do this. So you're always driven to.
You
so
lose
many
your
things.
soul. That's actually the word.
Yeah, and then
you lose your sense of self.
Yes.
You lose your sense of self-worth. And this is highly fueled by the advertising industry, if people don't know that. It's because you'd realize that sometimes you don't even need that latest gadget. The one you had last year has not really changed
I'm one
much.
of those people who will stay
Hey,
with
same
with
with
a
me.
Oh yeah,
phone,
by the way, yeah.
and they still look new to date.
And you
Yeah,
see, but we are fueled that you need to have that latest thing, that latest whatever.
But it's not even just about advertising. Advertising is just on the material things. But even in life, there are people who just want to achieve everything and anything that they come across, which is perfect. But the thing is just don't forget to enjoy,
To live life.
as you go on, as you embrace all these things.
Definitely.
Nice one. Who's asking?
Have you asked?
Me, I haven't asked.
Oh, it's yeah, the
We have only 3 more. One last round.
Do you think it's important to be exposed as an adult?
Yo, bro, it's very important to be exposed as an
Exposure is not even as an adult. Exposure should start from
even
the
as
earliest
a child, you know.
Earliest. Look, he was going to
Exactly.
airport at 10. Do you know how much that does to an
So his view
individual?
of life is very different from my
So,
view of life.
traveling-
At 10, sisi tulikuwa nangoja ma 3 kwa stage
Yeah.
tuone ni gani mpya.
hata by the time unaenda stage nani anakubali?
So his view of life was
Like
already
even when I look at how my
totally
younger
different,
siblings have been exposed to life
Yep.
compared to me, by what they're doing at when I was their age, it's very different how they are driven and how they view things. Like you see, even when I said when he came back and he was going to gyms to say, how can I train people in making an
Imagine.
arrangement?
To him,
That's
it's a normal
result
thing.
of exposure.
Yeah.
Like you've seen these things work somewhere. You see the facilities here. Then how can we help with that? And that's why I always say, even my friends who have kids, I always tell them, hey, as long as you can expose this child to as much as you can. And I also a beneficiary of exposure. When growing up, we used to have, I didn't travel, but we used to have an exchange program with kids in Scotland.
Oh, really?
And it's not even from school or anything. This was just something my mom used to take us to. And we'd get excited. Leo tunaenda kuongea na watoto wako Scotland. And just as an exchange program of some sort. And it's not even about education, just vibes. And I can't even remember what it was about by the way, but that thing alone makes you try and, how are you? And then they're telling you how's life. All those things. Even a mental exposure. Also, when we talk exposure, it's just not pegged on location. Like you need to travel the world. Even mental exposure is also something very big. Like, don't let kids or anyone have a tunnel vision to anything. Like it's my way or no other way.
That's limiting
Yeah,
their
don't have a
thinking.
limited thinking.
That's limiting their creativity even.
A lot.
Yeah.
And with exposure, even mentally, you're able to embrace you see how people view life.
Yeah.
You see how other people go to this point. If I see someone who has a different opinion than mine, I wouldn't see them as an enemy. I'd be like, so what got you to this point?
Your
And so on
POV.
and so forth.
Even me, when I step out of, let's say if I've gone to a different country, I immerse myself in that culture. Hautaniona nikienda sijui KFC or McDonald's or what. Nah. If I'm in Thailand, I'm having Thai cuisine. If I'm in Scotland, I'm eating haggis. You know, like literally putting myself in.
And in Netherlands,
Netherlands wanakulanga nini hapa?
You see, he knows why he's asking you that.
Manyasi.
you traveled, you know. I
So,
don't
how many countries have you been to, if you can recall? Or maybe some of the few countries you've traveled
Which ones
to?
have you not been to? I think that's a bit.
Okay, that's the better one, you know.
I haven't been to that many actually. I know for sure Israel. That was
Israel.
one.
I've always wanted to go to Israel.
Yeah, Israel, Ethiopia, Egypt.
Egypt is another one. Ethiopia is another country I'd love to go to.
Greece.
Oh, wow. It's another one.
Greece.
Historically.
UK, of course.
Yeah. You've not done States?
No, I haven't gone to States.
Oh, really?
I'm fearful of States
Why?
because everybody's just getting shot.
Okay.
So I'm just like, where?
No, that's the other thing exposure has done to us. It's ndoto ya America iliacha kuwa ndoto ya America.
That's the thing. No, it's just like
Oh.
Because also social media is an exposure platform.
So, very,
so every
very.
American thing that you see on social media is someone getting shot or someone getting harassed by cops.
I wish you had been shown these things growing because the image of America we had way back was different from the reality.
I like what you're saying, Kimanzi, because like for me now, growing up in a place that was not like so well off, we started exposing ourselves. I remember in standard 2 and 3, we'd spend so much time with the Atlas.
That's it. I
We
remember
spent
those games.
Yes,
That
we
one
spent
where you-
so much time with the Atlas.
Yeah.
We crammed capital cities of countries I remember Kuala Lumpur. That's how I knew it's the capital city of Malaysia, you know. And we'd play those games, guess the capital city of this, and we'd play it with my friends, you know. Then when I'd go home, I'd watch a lot of CNN because it was the only thing that allowed me to see what is happening, you know. I remember that advertisement for Malaysia truly.
That means mlikuwa na DSTV.
Hatukuwa na DSTV,
CNN
kulikuwa na
ilikuwa inaonyesha
time, hatukuwa na DS. In fact, me, I never knew what DSTV was.
So CNN ilikuwa
in
inaonyesha
fact,
wapi?
let me tell you, when kuna time ilikuwa inaka mingi I think when shows zimeisha
11
mimi nilikuwa nangojea
but after 11 ilikuwa inaka TCM movies
before no there was a time
TCM
or even when you wake up on Saturday very early in the morning before Cartoon Network starts it used to start with CNN
nilikuwa naichukia juu tu ni weather
alafu now you're making me lose my train of in fact your time when I heard about DSTV because there is somebody who put up a big satellite dish
the satellites were big
very big and black one and then they were like that TV has like 50 channels. So me, I assumed it's like a big screen like this that has different TVs inside channels, so you can watch whatever. So I never used to really comprehend what having 50 channels is at that time. Yeah, so I tried my best to expose myself to what's happening out there. And that changed. And then another thing that also made me change the way I view life is at some point, hata kama umelelewa mtaani, I used to go to a church that had very bougie kids. Now I'd meet up with kids now from this Brayside, Riara, you know. So at least now, by the time you go back home, in as much as you live in the hood, it hits you that there are people who live like this, you know. So I think exposure as an adult is extremely important. It's part of the reason why you would meet somebody who gives such a primitive take online. And, you know, you'd be very mad at them, especially most of them get very irritated by women or women succeeding, but it's because this is all they know. They've not been out there to see that people can live this way or that.
So I think maybe for me it wasn't traveling, but the upbringing. You're just exposed to a whole lot of, like there's more to life than what you see here.
Yeah.
We can't give you everything you want as a kid, but so my exposure was very direct. It was in what they provided in education.
Okay.
So for them, they wanted to take me to schools where they know you'll deal with people who are those private, people traveled. So I was able to relate a lot with
that.
Even when in boarding, nasikia mtu a student is from TZ. Me, I'm like, wow, that's interesting. Tell me about TZ. Sijui mtu ametoka sijui essay. Kwani hakuna mashule essay.
Umekuja kunini huko?
Then that way you just creating those mental pictures of surroundings, and then now you now learn about these things. And here you see something about his music and all those things. So yeah, it was pretty much like that.
Nice one. Do you have another question?
I think, okay. This last part is, what experience have you had where you have been exposed that you feel enhanced your life?
What
experience have you had?
Oh, it's the interaction with people from when I was still in primary, the interaction with students from other better schools, because I interact with them from St. Hannah's, Makini, Riara. And you know, me, I went to a school called Kimanzi Road Primary School. In fact, the nickname was that time it was called Gishagi Primary School. It was such a shady school there. Yeah, you know. But now when you interact with these people, you're like,
gone there?
Yes. That was also the voting center.
No, like with your podcast now.
No, I haven't.
I feel like you'd be a good expert.
I think that would be nice.
Yeah, I haven't, man. I always feel so guilty.
Do it.
To be honest, I overthink that process, and I always feel like if I need to go back, like build a classroom.
Nah, you don't need to.
Fast.
That can be something.
Like later. You're already traveling outside Nairobi to go and do a podcast.
Yeah, I'll go back to Amaf Academy and Gishagi. Well, I shot a music video, the one called Cheza Kamawe. I did it with them. Those kids were mad elated. They were so happy to do that. But I'll go back again just to talk to them again.
Just that.
Even me, I'm going to go back to Braeburn, build a classroom.
Yeah.
Do they need them?
Yeah. You know, there was a time we went to perform at Braeburn.
Oh, yeah?
You know,
But Braeburn has shown me things. Me as an 844 person. Now you see our youngest sibling went there.
Yeah. Oh, Braeburn.
Yeah, because now at least my dad was able to get a job that, you know, those ones where you get all these, what is it called?
The
benefits. The parts that it at least caters for a large chunk of. Even today, they still remind him, unajua kazi ungesoma. Kila kitu unafanya ujui kazi ndio imekufikisha huko.
Yeah.
Yet me, by the way, I took relief food in primary.
No, ma.
Yes, katonyangele.
You?
Yellow maize.
You did what?
I took relief food in primary.
Even us.
Yeah, when I went to break.
But then we ate relief food, bro. And then at break time they gave us porridge.
When I went to Braeburn now, because I was the guardian here, let me tell you, when I go to that school, I just be like, what? These people having shawarma randomly. Me, I'm boiled eggs.
You can get soda, you know.
I used to go to the PTAs. I have nothing to say because the complaints that are in that school, I'm like.
So what are some of the complaints you used to hear at Braeburn?
Not even break time, just in a PTA. Parents are there like. But I understand it's because of the fee they're paying, and those are the things. Those people like accountability. So for me, I'm like, what? You're on a complaint? My kid was complaining the pool is not hot, heated.
The pool, eh?
Yeah, the pool is not heated. So it's on your complaints. Me in my head, I'm like, what? Mi nauliza bro, kuna shida.
Mnaoga maji baridi.
Yeah.
Like so, and even now having to compare both my experiences, because even my bro, by the time he was 13, he was doing a thesis on sports, and it was Sir Alex Ferguson. We were reading it with my mom. We were like, these are campus things, man.
Wow.
Like, what do you mean a teenager, 13-year-old is writing these things?
Yeah.
The language, everything is well expressed, and it's really brilliant. And you see it comes with the school they are in. So even that allowed me to see, like, those are some of the things, like, say, if I need to work hard, if I'm going to educate someone, I want to educate them in systems that expose them to better opportunities that elevate them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because now I see those things, how they reason, and
It's different.
hey, bro, we are
They're
miles
expressive.
apart. Miles apart.
That's true. Nice one. Who?
You've done yours?
Yeah.
That's the second last one, and then I'll ask this, and then we are done. Hope you guys are having fun. Oh, there was one inside?
Yeah.
Okay, that will be the last one.
That's for you.
Yeah, that's for you, Frankie.
You've
You're the one who's
already
going to close it. You open the show and you close it.
Damn.
As an adult, have you looked back at some of the decisions your parents have made and questioned them? So I think for me now, at the age I'm at now, I wouldn't question them. Of course, when I'm younger in 20s and whatnot, you question a lot of things growing up. But they raised us the best way they could, from my understanding. And I don't think they would have done anything differently. Because now when you're growing, you're like, mbona si hatunai, mbona si hatufanyiwi, mbona uni... Like, you see those comparative things you do growing up. For me, I feel like, yeah, at that time, I didn't know better. But now I look back, I'm like, it's not like they didn't know. They sacrificed with all they could at that, what they had.
Yeah.
And I'm more like happy they were able to, whatever they were able to give me. And my siblings, I'm happy that it got us to where we are. We got the best life skills and says to go forth and conquer.
Okay, that's dope. Oh, Frankie, you can go first.
Yeah, definitely. I can never question my folks.
Yeah.
With how they brought me up, especially now that I have my own kids. I've seen things that I'm like, wow, kumbe, this is what they were going through.
This is real,
right? Yeah. I remember when I was younger, there was this cars where you enter inside and then you drive like a kid.
Yeah.
Man, I used to
Go-karts.
beg not even the go-karts, like just
This
Oh, yeah,
the
no,
toys.
I know the one you send the toys.
Yeah.
I used to beg my pops to like get me that. And every Christmas, he would just get me something totally different. He would get me like a basketball, he'd get me, But I'm like,
But they're
man,
expensive.
Yeah, this guy, why is like getting me this thing? This is what I want. And I was so ungrateful with that. But now, like growing up, I remember the other day I was driving my first and second born. We're just driving around, and they were like, "We want to go to Village Market right now." And I'm like, "Okay, right now, you guys said you want to go to the gym, so I'm taking you to the gym." They wanted to go check out my gym, and this guy said, "This is the worst day ever." Man, that thing hit me to my soul. I was like, what?
You're taking them to your
And you're taking
innovation,
them to your place.
Something that...
Like such a huge project.
This is for you. Like,
Yeah.
you will own this one day. And then me taking you there is the worst day ever. Man, that thing
But you know
hurt
they're
me.
kids, they don't know.
And that's the thing. So they don't understand. And it just reminded me of me at that time.
As a
Because I'm
kid.
like, why is he not getting me this car? And I don't know what he's going through financially or whatever to get me that basketball, you know?
Yeah.
So definitely I can never question how they brought us up.
Yeah.
Because I'm experiencing it. Right?
Yeah.
I remember with that car, again, as a kid, those things are very lucrative to your eye. And you think like, it's my parents, they can get me anything.
Yeah.
So even I, at one time, mentioned it. You know, kwetu si ati kuna mambo mingi. So si ati hizi vitu unaweza rusha every day.
Yeah.
So one time we just mentioned, I remember my mom saying something like, and then you ride it for how long? I used all that money for you to ride it for 1 year.
Yeah.
And then you'll outgrow it.
Yeah.
Actually, that changed a lot of perception of many things. Like, am I buying things for now or...
Yo, that's...
Even when I purchase things, I'll purchase a fridge. Not because it can sustain my 2 bowls of food now. And then I'll need to sell and then...
Buy a bigger one.
So I ended up now thinking of...
the future.
Things that will serve long term. Yeah, because hiyo time iliniguza like nafikiriangaje madhi hii ni smart lakini yani nataka kukasirika lakini sijakasirika. Natoka ile damn
unabaiwa viatu 2 sizes bigger.
No, at least that was not there. But it was that car. I'll never forget that one. Like, hii kitu nitakununulia sasa utafurahia alafu after 2 years what happens?
I would also never question them, but what just makes me, now that I'm more grown, I always wonder how they were able to take us through school on such a tight budget. All the 3 of us. Because my younger siblings all went to private school. The only one who went to public high school.
You know, firstborn sacrificials. Litmus paper.
Tunapitia sana.
You're a litmus. You have to test the water.
I went to my bro's school. Sometimes they would like their school was nice. My sister's school was equally great. So I am always shocked at how they were able to do all that on such a tight budget. Now that I'm an adult and I pay my bills, that always shocks me.
It's impressive,
But I always feel like that time the economy was favorable a lot.
Economy has always been like that.
No, that time people would do...
a
salary of 10K 94, you are proper.
Yeah, but you still had the needs that you...
To get that 10K was hard.
Yeah.
Like, as hard as it is to get...
$1 million.
Yeah, $1 million right now.
I feel like...
Getting 10K back then was still an issue.
It was not... I wouldn't discredit it, but I feel it was...
My question, and then Frankie closes, is that the government of Kenya considers you an adult at 18. When do you think you truly became an adult? I think when I joined high school, man. High school was gangster. Like, you had to really survive for yourself. First of all, you know, in our school, Frankie and I wouldn't know these struggles. It's like on day 1, you're assigned, like when you're Form 1, you have this new box. You can come with a bucket. Yeah, you know, we used to come with those things, buckets.
Hockey stick, back.
Yeah. And the person who's assigned to take you to the dormitory can be the person who goes with them completely and you'll never see them again. And you see, when you're new to a place, people look the same. So you can't tell that this is the person who took my stuff, you know? Yeah, being in the Kenyan educational system is the ghetto, bro. Like, you learn how to survive
Quick.
Yeah, so I think in high school really made me grow up really quickly. Yeah. What about you? At what point do you consider yourself an adult?
Man, for me, I mean, I think mine will be a little bit different because I have kids. So when I had my firstborn, I felt now like I'm taking care of someone else now. Like, someone else, if I don't do anything about it, their survival is in jeopardy. That to me was like, damn, I'm an adult and I'm a parent all in one.
Okay.
Because
that's heavy.
If, you know, when you start paying your own, let's say, rent and stuff like that, you feel like, I'm an adult, I'm doing my own thing, I'm fending for myself. But when you transit, but you could, you can go what, 2 days, 3 days without eating.
Yeah. 2 days, 3 days. That's shakahola, bro.
Bro, there were times you'd go like.
Okay, dying. We'd be dying.
No.
2 days.
Really?
2 days, no.
Hey, my friend, now you're pushing.
In uni, I would go like 2 days, 3 days without eating.
Which uni is this now?
North Wales,
Liverpool.
Why are you guys not eating? What's up?
So long story short, we used to not eat so that we can like save up cash to spend it on partying and clothes and fashion and all that, right?
No, you see, that's
we would go like 2 days without eating. Then on like the third day, we'd go to this Chinese buffet and would camp there, like literally from morning, because they would have the morning to around 12 session. Then they close, fix up the place. Then you have the 2 till 5 session, right? So us would come in the morning, we eat. Just before 12, we go to the bathroom. And then we hide there. So that when they come open up for the other session, we come back out like we're already inside.
Yeah.
And we use the same ticket as them.
Oh my God. That's...
Finesse the system.
Pia mapunk bado
And just-
finesse hivi.
Hey, pia
But
mapunk,
that's
you
the
have
thing,
to be
like,
smart, you know?
literally we did that just so that we can be able to just like enjoy uni life.
But
Buy
that
clothes, buy
2 days eating ban.
Yeah.
2 days is a stress.
I think
Okay,
I'd have given up.
we'd have like maybe like bread and stuff like that.
Okay.
You know, just not actual proper food.
Okay.
But my point is, you can actually do that for yourself. You can control what you're consuming.
Not for babies.
You can't do that for someone else who's like 1 year old
They
looking
need
at you like, yo.
They needed to develop.
Yeah. So you actually have to really consider every single thing this person needs.
Wow.
That in itself just took me to a whole
Yeah.
new level of adulthood.
Kim?
Answering that after a dad is weird.
At what?
Answering that after a parent.
Yeah. After me, I was like, hey, he's really making a lot of sense.
Speaking for all the non-parents in the room. I hear that a lot with all new dads. Like once you get your kid, it's a whole different
Ball game, eh? Interesting.
So yeah, for us without, when did I first feel like
Hata mimi nimeangalia yangu nikaona you can't compare these
you're
two.
married, oh man. Huwezi kuoneka hiyo pete na your children, you're still children. Like even from earlier, when I say I was already out there learning things on my own, even as a kid, you just need to make a conscious decision, and being a kid is not an excuse. Anything you do is, but mimi ni mtoi. So I think it's just, you just learn how to be one from, as early, by the time you're a teenager, you're very, I could cook for the family by then, I could do all these things, knowing one day I need to also do these things.
You have to grow up quickly.
Yeah. So you're already trying to do those things on your own, even how you view life and decisions, even making simple, I would say simple decisions. You just want to do it in a way that is very pragmatic.
Okay. Interesting. Frankie, you can close for us the show with the final question.
Why do you think it's important to be patriotic?
Why do I think it's important to be patriotic?
Yeah.
In this country?
I don't know
I love my country. I love the culture. I love the people. I love the lingo. I love the women. I love the weather. But currently, they're making it hard for me to continue loving it.
Oh, man.
They're making it hard, man.
When I...
The only reason I'm patriotic is because I don't have any other country. Like, I
That's
don't have
the-
any
there's
other
not
place.
option.
Like, I can't go to land. Like, there are already people there, and that's their country.
Yeah.
It's because I have no alternative.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my answer to that.
I think even same.
Yeah.
But because remember even growing when you're younger and then you see our athletes being given Qatar citizenship.
Yeah, man.
At first you're like, why would
How
you do
dare
that?
you? How
Like,
dare you?
You are Kenyan, please. You
Yeah.
represent our country.
Me right now, if I win marathon, I'm even going to North Korea if
You
they're
grow up
buying
and
me.
then life hits you.
I'm like, oh, hail Kim.
Hey, you're like,
Konnichiwa,
exactly.
I'm like, I'm done.
Right now, that's why I wouldn't wish anyone comes to me with such an opportunity, or even someone advises me, do I stay back here? But it's hard to beat sentiment. Your country is very sentimental to you.
That's the other bit.
It's hard to beat
This is where your
sentiment.
people are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Logic.
Yeah.
Logic. Sentiment outgrows logic. You want to be like, it's logical to go work there.
Yeah.
It's everything, but this is very sentimental. And you remember those things you're saying, peace of mind.
Yeah.
those
Yeah.
things.
Happiness, joy.
There's something home offers you that
Can't
no
be
one,
bought.
nowhere else in the world ever will. But those are the decisions you have to make in adulthood.
Yeah. Man, thank you so much, guys, for coming through. Really appreciate it. It's been a long time coming. Kim, I keep telling you, and I'll call you.
Now you say at least now he's been able now to segment kidogo. Najua ile time ingine they had yeye na bibi wako na their podcast. So every time I'm looking,
So I was like, where do I fix Kimanzi?
not even for me, I'm like, well, you people are talking marriage things, together things.
Now I have a manly show. I can have you. my
Where
guy.
am I fitting in there?
Yeah.
But I told them I'll come na maoni za marriage.
Yeah.
The opposite of everything they are.
Then Frankie, Maze, every time I try to plan with Frankie, he's travel, he's doing where getting Frankie is so hard. But I'm so happy.
I'm here now.
I'm happy that you guys came through. I'm proud of all your achievements.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching this show and for listening. Make sure you subscribe, leave a comment. See you in the next episode. Adios.
Thank you.
Deuces.